Thanks for joining us. I've got Haley Bell, our Vice President for Development here at Kids Incorporated. My name's Jimmy Lackey. I'm the President and CEO here. And welcome to our podcast site. This is where we have the Fieldhouse podcast. Lance Lawnert and I host that each week. And so we're just going to take a little time and talk about Panhandle Gives and what it means to our community, what it means to our organization. And Haley, I'm going to let you start out and just kind of give a little bit of perspective from your side.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I want people to know is every gift matters. So I think that sometimes people think if I can't give $1 million or $1,000, it matters. Every gift matters. So I think this year we really want just as many people as possible to give, whether it's $10, $20, or $100.
I think that's critical, and so many people, they see these large numbers in a campaign like this, and they think, no, that's not something I can compete in. Well, it's not a competition, number one, and number two, every gift does matter, and at Kids Incorporated, in those $10, $15, $20, $25 gifts, that might be the difference between a kid participating in one of our programs and them not participating.
Absolutely.
And so those are critical to us. And yes, we're gonna receive some large donations too. We're in the middle of a capital campaign of our own, the Rockrose Sports Park, and so we've had some pledged dollars over time, and those donors have kindly made those deposits from their pledges during the Panhandle Gives, and the reason they do that is because it gains us a little interest off that amplification fund.
Right.
So it's a big deal for each one of the nonprofits that participate. It's a short window of time, but we would love for people to take advantage of this opportunity and give during this season, and just give in general at year end to the nonprofit of your choice. But Kids Incorporated might be a little bit near and dear to us, and so thank you for what you do, and thank you for your years of support for this project that goes on year in and year out. So let's get into the weeds a little bit with Rockrose Sports Park, because I know there's a lot of people out there probably thinking it's never going to happen. Well, I hate to bust their bubble, but it is going to happen. And what they don't understand, and I can't explain to everybody, is there's so many moving parts with this project. And I'm just going to give you a quick bullet list of things that we're waiting on. We're ready to go, but we've got to wait on some other things. Part of the land of our project is in the city limits. Part of it is not. So there's an annexation process going on at the city. We don't have any control over that. It's got to go on their due time. There's a Coulter Road project fixing to happen. Coulter Road is going to be expanded from the loop all the way down to Sundown. It's going to get 4 lanes and a turn lane. That has drainage issues. That has sewer drainage. That has utility issues. And then there's 2 interior roads around the complex that are also going in via Rockrose Development, and those have to go in. And everything that we're sitting here talking about, all the drainage back from the west to the east that goes under I-27, which, oh, by the way, is under construction as well.
We all know.
And we've been at the table with them. And if you drive out there, they're enlarging those culverts under I-27 for us. And so there's so many things in the mix that are out of our control. But I want people to know, September, our board gave me authorization to sign a contract. So as soon as we know all these other partners are ready to go, we're going to be moving dirt. And so it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And I'll let you talk a little more about Rockrose and what it means to us.
When I think about Rockrose, it's more than just a sports park. It's so much of Rockrose will allow Kids Inc. to further their mission in different ways. When you think about fees for fields and upkeep and things like that, this allows us to allow more kids to play, to increase our programs, to expand our programs. So when I think about Rockrose, I'm just really excited about the impact of the community outside of just Kids Inc.
Yeah, I probably sound like a broken record because I've said this so many times, but you know, when you're passionate about things, it's just what's innate with you. But the things I think about when I think about this park, I think about that single parent that has 2 or 3 kiddos and they're all participating in one of our programs. We may have them scattered out at 2 or 3 different parks across town, and they're having to get from this game to that game and across town to get to another game. One parking place, one complex, you're ready to go. The grandparents raising those children on fixed incomes, the time and gas money and just simply effort that it's going to save them, those are things I think about because that's our customer, and you're always trying to do what's best for your customer. this is going to help in so many ways that, a lot of people don't think about those things. I do, and it's a service part of what we do. And our staff, I never can say enough about our staff and what they do to get 18,000 kiddos on a team every year. If you want to see what that looks like, come hang out with us on a roster deadline week and stay for about 15, 20 hours, and then let me know if you feel like you've just worked a 60-hour week. And so what the staff does and the amount of communication and effort that it takes to get all that done, I can never stress. So
well, and even beyond the Kids Inc. programs, we're building baseball and softball complexes, and that's a community project. That's going to be something that we can bring tournaments in. So many people that are in the baseball world know that we're traveling Elk City and Lubbock and Dallas, and having turf fields that aren't affected by weather cancellations is going to be huge for that pocket of people.
Well, not to mention the fact that water's always an issue in the Panhandle of Texas, and so we're not going to have to water these fields. They're not going to have to be mowed. They're not going to have to be fertilized.
Yeah.
And so they're going to be green year-round. That's another nice thing. But it's not a matter of if. It's just when. And those things that we talked about at the beginning are the things that we're excited about because we see the light at the end of the tunnel. And we wouldn't be here without Rockrose Development, first and foremost, giving us 90 acres of land. And number two, donors putting us close to $25 million to get us in a position where we can get started on this thing. We've got a little bit to go, and Panhandle Gives dollars are going to help us move that needle up a little bit. But I'm excited. It's been an interesting process. It's been a huge learning curve. There's so much I've learned in the last 2.5 years of this project, and so good things to come. And just sit back and wait.
So we're going to talk about dollars. So we're just over $22.5 million.
Yep.
And once we hit that $24 million mark, we'll get our matching grant from High Plains Christian Ministries Foundation. So
I tell everybody, think about it this way. When the clock changes, we just did this, and we had to move the clocks forward. Well, when we hit 24 million, we'll never sit there because we go to 25.5 instantly. High Plains Christian Ministry has $1.5 million waiting on us when we hit 24. So we're $1.5 million away from there. And that needle's going to move real fast when we hit that. And then we'll have just a hair more to go after that. And then this full phase will be paid for. So I'm so grateful to everybody that's pitched in. And everybody that's pitched in, those dollars range, I can tell you right now, from $5 to $2 million gifts. And there's far more of those gifts in the $5 to $100 range than there ever will be those larger gifts. And so every gift counts. That's what's critical. And we would greatly appreciate anybody else that wants to pitch into this project.